I've always wanted to be an athlete, and when I was younger, I played football, but then somebody hit me too hard, and I realized football wasn't for me. So then I just picked up a basketball, and it's been up from there.
Manual senior Davis Randle fell in love with the game of basketball at an early age.
Davis has been playing basketball since the 2nd grade. He started here because he was a student with me here at Simple.
While he also ran track for Manual High, basketball was always his primary sport. And in preparing for his junior season, that's when an unthinkable journey would begin.
So we were actually in like the weight room, squatting, and I couldn't squat, like it was hurting. So then my coach was just like, okay, just sit this one now, you can do it another time. But then we got back into the gym, and we had gotten in trouble for something, and we had to like run up and down the court, and I couldn't run, like it was hurting. So that's really how I figured out, like, and I had to go to the doctor after that. I didn't think it was nothing serious. Thought I just maybe hit it on something.
Once we took him to the pediatrician and his doctor's appointments, it was that he had a quick growth spurt. They thought it was Anschlager's, they thought it was just jumper's knee. He grew a lot in a very short amount of time, so I didn't pay any attention to it.
But the pain in his right knee only got worse.
For about 2 weeks last season in practice, he was sluggish and slow, and I was getting very upset with him to the point to where I was actually threatening him to move him to JV because he was not giving the same effort that I was used to seeing for him. And one day, I kind of like, Davis, listen, I'm tired of telling you, I'm getting ready to move you to JV. And the rest of the team just like, Davis, tell him. And I turned around like, tell me what?
It was just like a little frustrating and like sad at the same time, just knowing like something's going on, but like you can't really be the one to say anything about it because you don't know what's going on for real either.
We had all knew that he had already had knee problems, and we were like, I had told him personally like he should just tell him like what's going on, but he didn't want to do that. He was like, nah.
What was the hesitation about telling him?
I didn't want people to like pity me, treat me differently just because of what I had going on. Usually I would ice my knees and that would be fine like the next day, but I would ice my knees and it would still hurt.
Soon the Randles would finally have a reason why Davis's knee pain wouldn't go away.
Also like a knot on my knee, like you could see it.
How big was it?
Maybe like that big.
So like about a golf ball?
Yes.
The knot turned out to be a tumor. Davis was diagnosed with osteosarcoma, a type of bone cancer, on December 22nd, 2023.
You know, you hear about like having those out-of-body experiences. My phone rang on Friday, and I remember the doctor telling me that what they found was cancerous, and it really knocked the wind out of me.
I got the text message from, I believe, his mom saying that he had cancer, and it was just devastating. Like, I just wanted to check up on him.
Well, at first when I told him, I was kind of joking about it because I'm one of those people when they get uncomfortable, they try to play it off as a joke. And I was joking to them about it and they actually got mad at me for that.
What was he like going through treatments?
It makes me laugh because he is such an amazing kid. He has always had this comedic side to him that he gets definitely from his dad. And he just hung in there. He never complained. He never was negative.
His hair first was falling out. You know, it hurt me way more than it hurt him. And so then it was a big joke that we look alike. We have pictures and he's like touching the top of my bald head and I'm touching the top of his bald head, and he just took that in stride.
What were those chemo treatments like?
They was hard, annoying. You would get like really fatigued, really tired really easily. You would get sick, you would get nauseous all the time. It was not fun, do not recommend.
While Davis was undergoing treatments, his spirit never wavered.
He is one of those glass half full types of people. He's always been one of those glass half full types of people.
Part of why he has that optimism, well, a group chat he's a part of called the Big Body Hellcats. Manuel teammates Justice Decker and Malachi Coleman are a part of that chat.
And it was really hard to just kind of keep himself motivated. And that is where Big Body Hellcat came in, because his friends are amazing. And the times that I know that he sheltered his emotions from my husband and I, because he didn't want us to worry and he didn't want his brother to worry. I know that's when he really depended on his friends to just keep him together, and they did.
Just the little things matter, you know, like doing little things like going out with him when he's finally out the hospital, can do something hanging with him, made his day better.
Constantly checking up on him, making sure he knows he's not alone, making sure he knows we're all there for him if he needs somebody to come over.
Sometimes when I just needed somebody to talk to, or like when I would be annoyed just because all the nurses in my face or whatnot, they would be there, cheer me up, play the game with me.
What did that mean to you?
It meant a lot. I needed that.
And while Davis was going through treatment and couldn't play in his junior year, the Crimsons didn't forget about him.
We had a slogan last year, and it was "Do It for Davo." That district championship was a little bit more special than the ones we've won in the previous years, because we knew like that it would be important for him, knowing that we won it, with him going through the fight that he was going through.
He's still a part of the team.
So, it only makes sense that on September 1st, 2024, his team, the hospital staff, and everyone who loves Davis was there to witness him ringing the bell, signaling the end of chemo.
It was special.
What were you kind of thinking as you were hearing the bell go off and you were ringing it?
I was excited. I was happy to get out of there.
Mostly happy just to finally get out of there?
Yes.
I'm just like, my friend did that, and it's just a great accomplishment for him. And I'm happy for him, happy he's still with us, and I'm glad he's still with us.
It was like a breath of fresh air, like I could breathe. Ringing that bell, you ring it for everybody on that floor, not just for your journey, not just for your battle. It's a bell of hope and strength and courage. You're ringing that bell for all of these babies who are fighting, and they're fighting with grit and heart on that floor.
A year after his cancer diagnosis, Davis, unfortunately, is still sidelined.
Basically just like cut my knee out, like the whole knee, and put a metal one in there, a fake knee, a prosthetic. It's like metal from here to here. Walking is fine. I can't run really anymore. I can do a like jog, but I can't like sprint.
The type of knee replacement that he had to have, they didn't recommend him doing a lot of strenuous sports.
While Manual boys basketball still has him on the roster, still has his senior banner hanging up, and he still attends practices, it wasn't quite the same. So, the next best alternative to playing? Coaching.
How did you get into coaching?
Well, because my dad was actually the head coach at Stewart, but since I couldn't play anymore, he was like, well, why don't you just come and help me coach?
While his father, Mitchell, is the official head boys basketball coach at Stewart Middle School, Davis, unofficially, is the head coach for the 6th grade team.
What was that first day like of coaching?
The 6th graders, it's kind of hard to realize they're 6th graders sometimes, but first day, interesting. It was different for sure, especially that first day of tryouts. They think I'm older than I am. First day I came and asked if I had kids.
What is it like coaching with your son now?
I love it. It's funny because a lot of times we play good cop, bad cop. You know, when it comes to our coaching methods, he would pride himself as being the X and O's guy, and then, you know, I'm the guy that does the yelling.
We get behind by a couple of points, and then you just forget everything.
It's been a bonding experience. He helps me with like the actual coaching.
Whether or not Davis wants to make coaching a full-time career is still to be determined. Right now, the plan is to go to college and be a veterinarian. But teaching the next generation of hoopers is something he's not taking for granted.
Help those kids get better, because they all want to be somewhere. You know, they want to play. Helping them get there, like my 6th grade coach did me.
From student athlete to cancer survivor to coach, the one consistent throughout his journey, Davis Randle, will always be himself.
He's Davis Randle. He's the same Davis Randle. I haven't seen a difference in him at all.
I feel like it made me more resilient, more stronger mentally. I feel like if I can get through that, I can get through mostly anything.